She's like, yeah, we need like some sort of sheet that says like what the expenses are and what we're going to like net out. And I was like, we want you to like write it on a sheet of paper, like a mean notebook with lines, sheet of paper. Then what? She goes, fax it in. I'm like,
Fax.
and I sent it in, and like, I don't know, like a month later, approved. They're paying 3% commission. I'm like,
Wow.
whoa, this is brain damage, but this is kind of cool.
Here we go. We got it. All right. Well, welcome to Mastering Luxury with Sandra. And my special guest this month is Kelly Cook. Kelly is out of Scottsdale, Arizona. And I always like to start off a little bit a background as to why I chose who I chose to be on Mastering Luxury this month. So Kelly and I, we met, we were doing a mastermind with top agents from across the country and sharing our, some of our best practices and asking other top agents for, what do they do well so that we could learn from them and then they could learn from us. And so it was a really great experience. And Kelly just came with a wealth of knowledge, super impressive, just runs a really great business. So I was dying to get Kelly on here. It's been a little while, but I'm super excited that you were able to make it this month.
Well, thanks for having me. No, I'm excited. I remember that that was a blast. It's a very catchy title, by the way. So if you're gonna do something like that in the future at an event, call it that.
Absolutely, because everybody wants to know about it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, let's quick introduction to Kelly. He's 21 years in the business, over $1 billion in real estate sold, 1,000+ five-star reviews. I love that. That's near and dear to my heart. I'm a big review fan. And I'm going to let you share a little bit about your background because you've got a unique one. I always love that every single month, everybody that I interview, there's a different story behind each person, and you've got a really interesting one. So start at the beginning, before real estate.
Yeah, yeah, guys. So from Omaha, Nebraska originally, and had no idea what a realtor was, no idea about real estate. Grow up very modest. I would say poor, well, poor. Let's just be real here, right? And so, broken family, the whole nine yards, right? Growing up, and had no idea about anything when it came to real estate, especially as an investing side, assets, liabilities, no clue about any of that stuff. And ended up being pretty good at sports, and went to the University of Nebraska and played football there. And then during my time there, I thought what I wanted to do is be a Division I football coach. Right, that was going to be my career. Really enjoyed the coaching side of things, and had a chance to get involved with that. So I coached at Nebraska in 2003 as a graduate assistant football coach on the offensive side of the football, and then I went to Ole Miss the following year because my head coach at Nebraska was fired. So if you don't know, in college football and probably most college athletics, if the head coach is fired, the whole staff is fired, pretty much, right? The new guy can bring somebody on, but usually doesn't. Maybe one person they leave over for transitional purposes. So you're shown the door, and you work a ton. I was working about 95 hours a week,
Wow.
and yeah, yeah. And when you're a graduate assistant football coach, you're the grunt, right? You're doing everything that a normal coach does. You have a position to coach, but you get paid well below them because the NCAA gives you free graduate credit actually towards a master's or whatever. So I was making $800 a month, working 95 or so hours a week. It's wild, right? And that's how they get away with it because of the free graduate credit and that sort of thing. So um, ended up going to Ole Miss. And then after that season, 2004, we just lost Eli Manning, the Manning brothers, right? He went to the NFL. We go 4-7, and the coach had 7 straight winning seasons in the SEC prior to that. Lose Eli Manning, trying to rebuild a little bit, go 4-7, but still beat our rival, like Mississippi State, by 20 or 25 or so, and they fired him. So I was like,
Wow.
hmm, okay. In most professions, if you chose to work 95 hours a week, you'd probably be pretty successful.
Right.
But in that one, you can get fired for it. And so I was fired again.
Wow.
Um, yeah. So then I basically said, you know what? I'm going to reevaluate this thing a little bit. And so I played in the Fiesta Bowl in 1999 out in Phoenix, Arizona here, and thought this place was great. I remember we flew out of Lincoln, Nebraska on Christmas Eve in 1999, and it's snowing. And then we landed in Phoenix, and it's like 72 degrees outside. People are playing tennis outside and in t-shirts. I'm like, what in the world? Like, what is this place? I had no idea, right? Um, and so I always remembered it and ended up getting back down here when I took that time off at that time in 2004 in December. So
Wow. Wow. So, okay. So we understand that, I mean, you came from, you learned how to work hard, clearly.
yes,
Like you were rolling up your sleeves, doing all the things, not getting paid great and not having job security. So obviously you started looking for something else, started thinking about doing something else.
yep, that's right. So I came out to Phoenix. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Had a chance. My sister was living out here, so when you're making $800 a month, you don't save anything. You are in the negative.
Right.
You owe people money. So I came out to Phoenix, and only because my sister was out here living at the time. She was married and had a 4-bedroom house right in Scottsdale. So I'm like, you know what? I got a free room. So I came out here and it's like, I'm gonna figure this out. So I'm sitting in her house. It's a rental house actually, back in 2000, this is January of '05. And this guy knocks on the door and comes in. They're both at work. I'm unemployed. It's like second week of January, trying to figure out life, right? And he goes, yeah, I'm the landlord of this property, and I'm here to change the air filters. Who are you? And so I told him, and he's like, okay. I go, what do you? Somehow we started talking about what he did, and he's a realtor. He goes, I'm a realtor as well. That's what I do for my normal job. I'm like, what's that? And he
Okay.
goes, well, blah blah blah. And I closed 5 transactions last month and made about 25 grand. And I'm like, what? Like where I came from, 25 grand was like that'd be a lot in a year.
Right.
And so I was
Right.
like, wait, you mean last year you made that, right? And he's like, no, last month. I'm like, whoa, time out. So then I go, how do I do that? And he's like, go to the computer right there and sign up for a license or whatever, right? In school and everything. So I'm like, he left. I literally went to like remember the old desktops, guys, if you're older,
Oh.
right? It was like a tube, it was sitting in the living room. So I went and did that. Um, remember, this is '05. There's no YouTube, there's no Zillow, there's nothing. Um, and got my license. And so I got my license, and I remember sitting there day one after I got it early in 2005, then figuring out or trying to figure out now what do I do? Like I have my
Mhm.
license. Now what do I do?
Right.
I had no
Because
idea.
the license teaches you nothing that you actually really have to do.
Yeah, correct. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I have no problem working. Clearly that wasn't a problem. But someone tell me to do something, and no, there's no one to tell you to do anything. There was no Teams. I mean, Teams was like very very new back
Right.
then. And so that wasn't really prevalent. Everybody's like their own individual. So I go to this small boutique brokerage. And the guy had 30 agents. It was like a little tiny boutique brokerage, and he goes, hey, this is what you do. You need to put an ad in the newspaper in the rental section because you don't have like any money. It's
Right.
cheap. Because if you put in the for sale section, I mean, everybody with the money had the big ads, right? Because that's what you
Right.
did back then.
Mhm.
There's no online ads, and so I did that. I borrowed $40. Never forget it, $40 from my sister, and because I literally didn't have $40 extra laying around. I almost didn't get my license because I was like, this is too expensive. I had to pay for like a Supra key and
Right.
all these I'm like, what is this? Um, and so I followed through with it, borrowed some money, and I put an ad in the newspaper. It said, for a free list of rentals in N for North Scottsdale, call Kelly. Here's my phone number, right? It's
Right.
3 lines minimum, $40. And Saturday, because Sunday was too expensive, in the rental section.
This is a great start. I love it.
Yeah, that's literally how it happened. And people would call because no one else is running ads to help somebody with rentals. I mean, you make 500 $600, maybe a little more if it was a nice rental. But the whole concept was, um, if they're renting a place in Scottsdale, they're probably not lifelong renters, and in 1 year you can help them out, and there's no competition hopefully because they'll want to use you because you built a relationship over the course of that year, staying in touch with them. The whole
Mhm.
36 touch or whatever, right? 52 touch, whatever your touch plan is. And that's what I did. Did it pretty poorly, by the way, but I did it. I had a spreadsheet, no CRM, and I just
Ooh, a
kind of,
spreadsheet. Nice.
yeah, a little Excel action. Yeah, so that's how it started for me, guys. Like literally starting rentals. By the time I started like figuring that out and helping a few people buy houses after a year or so, um, guess what happened? The crash, right? I mean, this is 2000, and in Phoenix, it happened a little sooner than most. Probably
Okay.
somewhere to Florida, right? Vegas, Florida, California, a little bit different, a little bit ahead of the curve, so to speak, on these things. And it started like falling apart. The market in Phoenix started falling apart early in '07 before
Okay.
Bear Stearns, before AIG, all those collapse, all that stuff, right? And then it pivoted to short sales, and then here
Right.
you go. So I don't know where I can keep rolling, Sandra. I can just keep talking, but like
Yeah.
that's where we went. Short sales.
Yeah, I love that. So I got in 2009. It had already come down. And I really think that people that were in the business back then, like we really learned how to work, right? Like we had to really roll up our sleeves and work during that time. Um, we had to do all the things, right? It wasn't easy at all. And for people who made it through that time, it's like you came out with a whole education on real estate at that time.
No doubt. I remember, guys, check this out. I remember sitting in the office like in early '07. Didn't know what I was doing, still trying to figure out the short sale thing. My first short sale, by the way, the true story, this is end of '06, first short sale ever. I literally had no clue what I was doing. Was working on this person's short sale, and I called the bank. The bank basically said, talked to some lady. She's like, I never forget that. She's like, yeah, we need like some sort of sheet that says like what the expenses are and what we're going to like net out. And I was like, like we want you to like write it on a sheet of paper, I literally said like a me notebook with lines, sheet of paper, like just write out like $400,000 and then minus some costs. And she's like, yes. And I go, then what? She goes, fax it in. I'm like,
Fax it in. Fax it
okay.
in.
I'm like, all right. So I wish I would have saved that. That'd be like real estate, like a relic. That'd be like gold, right? I can put it on my wall or something. But like, I literally did a mean notebook. $400,000 is around there, and then expenses, and then here's your net. And it was like far less than what the person owed. And I'm like, this is never going to work, right? And I sent it in, and like, I don't know, like a month later, approved. They're paying 3% commission. I'm like,
Wow.
whoa, this is brain damage, but this is kind of cool. So check this out. People in the office started coming to me going, can you just take this?
Oh,
The
wow.
client? Yeah, no referral fee. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I got to call bank and send a hold. I'm not like, can you just do it for me? I'm like,
Yeah.
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 And that lasted about a year, truthfully, about a year of me getting free business from people in the office because they didn't want to do it. They just didn't want to do it because they were on the gravy train for like 2, 3 years, right?
Right.
Of easy street. And so
It was hard. It was
yeah,
hard. You're giving me flashbacks now. Flashbacks of the terror of doing those, the hours sitting on hold on the phone with the bank and faxing the inch thick of paper, and then the fax machine gets stuck, and now you can't send any more in, and you got to start all over again. Did you have that problem sometimes too?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was no loss mitigation departments back then, right? Banks didn't know what was going on. And it was just the Wild West. And then finally they started like putting some money towards it because they didn't want to put more money towards a situation they're already losing on, right?
Right.
But they had to because that's what the entire market became.
Yeah.
So I literally then at about a year later or so, I started carrying anywhere from 50, like truly about 50 to 65 short sale listing at any given time.
Wow.
That's what I was working on. So then we started like figuring out, okay, how can we scale this? And then it became the business. And it was like, hey, we want everyone short sales. Then we started advertising for short sales. Um, and
You were
that
the
became a
short
thing.
sale king.
I was literally like the short sale king in Scottsdale here or Phoenix, whatever, right? We went wherever. Through about 2012, 13, and the market started to shift in 13 and come out of it in 14, at least in Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank goodness we're not in that market anymore. And we are now a little bit more advanced and we're in the luxury markets. So let's fast forward a little bit to the luxury side of things. So how did you go from short sales to, I know you do a mixture of both regular and luxury, as I think I would recommend everybody to do, because when the luxury market stops, you still want to have something else going on. But how did you break into luxury? What would you say was the secret to that success?
I think, to be truthfully honest, I think a lot of it is proximity.
Mhm.
I think your geographic location matters. And if you don't live in so I happen to live in Scottsdale the moment I moved here in '04 to my sister's house, right? I stayed in Scottsdale. I didn't stay in her house very long. Let's be clear. Sorry, guys. Let's be clear about that, right? I didn't stay there. I wasn't like stepbrothers. I did move out after a year, okay? And I figured I'm on my
Okay.
way.
All
But
right. I
but
hope
it
you
was
sent her a
nice
nice
for a leg
gift
up.
at least.
Yes, it was a good gift. I needed it. I had nothing, right? I needed it. So that was great. I owe my sister big time for that. I paid her back. I actually paid her back, by the way. Like
Okay,
rent,
good. Okay,
Um, I did do that. So we're so close this day, so there's no hard feelings there.
that's
Um,
nice.
yeah, but we were in Scottsdale, so I think the proximity matters. It does help, and if you don't live in that area, you can always still work that area, and you just might have to drive and be around the area, go to the coffee shop in that area, hang out and work there.
Hmm.
Maybe rent a Regis office or something, right? A WeWork space, whatever, in that area.
Hmm.
Be present in the area, open houses in the area. Door knocking still actually kind of works, right? There's a
Yep.
specific way to do it, but in that area, so you can still. But proximity matters, and if you live in that area, it just helps. So I would literally do what I can. It's kind of like investing, right? When people say, how do I get into investing? Because buying a house is hard and expensive nowadays. And if I have a 18-year-old son or daughter coming up, what do I do for them? Because it's just so expensive now. Well, there's this thing called house hacking where you maybe you buy a duplex and you live in one side of the duplex or a triplex, whatever. But
Hmm.
Kelly, it is right here. I don't want to do that. It's in an area of town I don't want to live in, or it's not
Yep.
maybe not the
Yep.
safest area or whatever, right? Okay, if it's like not safe at all, then that's one thing. I get that. But like if it's halfway safe or like whatever, then you should do it. You know what it's called? It's called sacrifice because that's how you get in the game. And so,
Yep.
if you want to get in the luxury home market, I would recommend being in proximity. And so, what I would do is I would look to find a way to buy one of the cheapest places in that area where all the luxury homes are that you want to work. So you're in the neighborhood. It doesn't matter if you're the second biggest house or the biggest house. No one's going to ask you that question.
Right.
You live in
Right.
the area.
Right, you're part of it. Like for example, there's a lot of luxury where we are that's on the intercoastal, but just go a street over and there's houses in the same neighborhood, but not on the intercoastal that you could get for a lot less money. And there's actually a few duplexes as well. So that's a great suggestion. So now, and then you mentioned, like going to coffee shops, because of course we've got some agents probably that don't have the cash to buy anything yet. Like they're brand new and they're just starting to get up and running. So what are they going to do at the coffee shop?
Yeah, good question. So I would I'm not like I don't wear name tags. I never have, right? I just don't do that, right? That's just not my thing. But
You have a
I,
North Face name tag. That's your name
yeah, there
tag.
you go. It's I'm supporting them. They don't pay me anything, so maybe that's dumb too. I don't know. Don't listen to me, guys. I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to that. But I would go be consistent there, right? Be like Norm, with Cheers, at the bar back in the day. People watch Cheers, that show. I know I'm kind of old, but
Yeah.
you be that person that you show up and you be consistent. So whatever you have to do, you have to be consistent at. I'm a big fan of that. If I'm going to go to a coffee shop, I'm going to go to the same one every time.
Yep.
And if I'm going to hang out, I'm going to hang out in that one too. But you can put like a sticker. A lot of people put stickers on the back of the laptop, that
Yep.
says like, realtor or the trademark realtor R, or maybe your brokerage name, that sort of thing. And that could work too. You can put business cards, a couple business cards out on the table, right? Like not like obvious, like you're trying to, but it's like, just leave a card there, like
Yeah.
whatever, right? I don't know.
A little
Um,
scattered, like you emptied your bag and a couple cards fell
Fell
out.
out. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Next to a pen, or something, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, you could do that. But I think that really does matter. And then at some point, um, you got to figure out marketing ways to get into it and around that area. And I would start if you don't have much money, it's either time or money, right? So if you have money, you can spend it. We can talk about those things. But if it's time, then open houses, man, sit in someone's open house in that area, it's literally almost free if you have the signs. So,
Right.
and I'd recommend spending some money on signs, right? Or you can borrow signs if you don't have any until then from somebody else. And then when they walk in thinking it's like Kate Jones's, open house, you're not
Yeah.
Kate,
Right.
obviously,
Right.
but you're who you are, and then you have a script you follow, a system you follow on open houses. This is my biggest pet peeve in the world. People do not follow a system when
Mhm.
people come into their open house. Blows my mind. Blows my mind.
And if anybody needs to borrow signs, they can borrow mine. I'm happy to lend them out.
Yeah, same here. Same
Great.
here. I'll take that advertising.
That'd be
Thank
free
you.
marketing for us too. So we can partner together. Awesome. I love that. And I love, we've got a mixture of people here from brand new to very, very seasoned agents that have been in the business longer than you and I. So it's nice to be able to share ideas that are both for the brand new agent and then for the really successful agent too, who just wants to continue growing. One of the things that, we're getting asked a question, system for open house. Do you have a
Ooh,
system for open house?
I do. I'd be happy
Ooh,
to talk about it.
tell us,
Should we talk
Kelly.
about it?
I feel like we do a lot of open houses. I feel like sometimes we miss the system part, even though we've got one in, in the procedures, but we don't always follow it. So I'd love to hear what your system is and how do you make sure that your agents are doing it?
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's start with so before I get to the system, let me tell you why it happened. Is because I was at I never forget, it was at an open house that we're sitting in, like our farm area too. So we farm, that's a whole other conversation, but we farm as well in that an area that has some luxury homes. And a couple agents were sitting the house open. It was, at the time it was like a $3.5 million house. And I came in there and I don't, this is like your second question, Sandra. I don't do the best job of like monitoring that in real time. Like, and
It's
I just
hard.
don't.
It's
I
hard to
don't.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, showing up during all the open houses and seeing what's going on. That's just not. I'm bad at that. I'll just be honest with you. But I'm really good at teaching it. They just have to want to do it.
Right.
But I did show up at this one, and I'll never forget. It was hot. It was in summertime, and I'm in the backdrop, and a couple people come in, and there's two agents sitting. This is when it like dawned on me, like, what is going on right now? The first person came in and literally was like wasn't even like greeted that well. They're like kind of hanging out, like almost like the agent was kind of scared a little bit, but not scared. But it looked at me, if I was just a observer, like they were scared. And it's like, oh yeah, here's a flyer. Check it out. Let me know if you have questions, that kind of thing. And then away they went. And I'm sitting there going, well, that was pretty terrible.
Right.
Um, and
Kind of
so
a
then
waste of time, kind of a
yeah,
waste of the agent's
yeah.
time.
Yeah, so now I'm hanging out by the fireplace in the gray room, and then here comes someone else. And then the second person, I go, well, let me see what happens here. They kind of like came up and said, "How you doing? Great, okay." And they kind of stuttered around a little bit with no confidence, and they're like, "Yeah, if you guys have any questions," and then they proceed to kind of follow them around, right? And no one likes the creeper follow around guy or
Creeper.
girl,
Yeah.
right? No one like just let the person. So I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. It's like it's different. It's a different experience every time. And so, if I may, if you guys, has anyone here read the book called E Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber? If you haven't, I highly recommend it. Okay.
Okay.
He talks about a lot of things. One of the things he talks about is he calls it the franchise prototype, but like a system. So what he gives an example of is a guy, I think it was himself actually, who went to get a haircut one day, and he gets recommended to go to this barber shop, whatever, right? Okay, nice barber shop, and he walks in there, and true story, guys. He tells in the book. He goes, a lady's there, and she's like, she greets him all nice, and she goes, "Sir, have a seat right here." And she knew who he was, like Mr. Smith, whatever, right? Mr. Gerber. Here you go. Have a seat right here. Thank you here for your 2:30 appointment. Yes, I am. Okay, great. Would you like tea, coffee, or water? He's like, coffee, whatever. So she's like, okay, great. Would you like creamer, vanilla, or hazelnut, whatever, right? And he's like, yeah, I'll take vanilla. So she goes back, and the coffee's nice. It's hot. And he's just like sitting there, like, wow, this is nice. It's good coffee. I'm waiting for a haircut. And then here comes someone else, the actual stylist, right? Mr. Gerber, thank you very much. Come on, let me show you back to your seat. Great. He walks around. Can I take your coffee? Yes, I can. Here's your coffee. Puts it aside. And then and he sits down and he goes, now, what are we here for today? He tells him. And the stylist goes, okay, cool. Come with me. He's like, where are we going? Right? Like, we're going to get a haircut. And then he goes, come on. He walks over here, and then they sit down at one of the little the water stations, right? I'm not a big stylist hair person, right? But like, how, where they wash your
Yeah.
hair, right?
Yep. Yep.
And they get the tea tree out, and they had another example. No tea tree. Do you want tea tree? And massage, right? And he's like, this is unbelievable, right? He's sitting there thinking to himself, this is the best experience ever. And they get done, comes back, gives him like something else to drink while he's getting his hair cut. They're watching TV right here. He gets to choose his channel, blah, blah, blah. It's over. Wonderful experience. He goes, this place is incredible. I'm telling my friend, tells everybody. He comes back for when his hair grows a little bit, right? That's what happens. He comes back for a haircut again, and like he walks in, no one's at the front desk. Someone comes up like 4 minutes late. He's standing there waiting. They didn't know his name. He sits down, and they're pleasant, but he sits down. He's like, can't wait for my coffee, my vanilla, creamer.
Right.
Never offered, never came. Then a person comes out, hey, so come back here. He sits down, didn't say anything about a hair wash, no tea tree, hair, massage, scalp massage, whatever, right? Nothing.
Right.
And he goes, and the haircut at the end was really good. Haircut was just as good as the first time.
Right.
But the experience was 1,000% different.
Right.
He goes, and so what you want that experience to be the same repeated, no matter if Johnny does it or Joey does it.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yep.
doesn't matter. And so you have to have a system to teach Johnny and Joey and Megan, whoever is working with you or for you, what to do every time. So now I'm sitting at the open house going, this is terrible. And I read that book and I knew like, okay, I could do something. So here's the system. This is what I came up with. And it works. It works actually really well. It's a 5-step system and it's really simple. Number one, door is locked at your open house. Okay. Now
Absolutely.
yep, especially if you're a female, right? I don't know why you would never do that if you're a female because
I agree.
yeah, door is always locked. And then we always put we get an open house in a box. We have like this system, open house in a box system we give our agents, right? That has like a Rubbermaid box with some stuff in it. One of those is
Okay.
like a laminated sign. It just has like another stop sign on it. And
Mm-hmm.
a roll of painter's tape, like blue painter's tape, and
Yep.
roll it up on the back side of it and put it on the front door so you don't peel the paint off. That would not be good.
That would not.
Um, and it says stop, something like thank you, oh, please be ready to sign in or something like that, right? I forget what it says, something like that, or
Okay.
register. And we're excited to see you! Exclamation point, right? And so they ring the doorbell, you unlock it, open the door, hey, and then right away you have a flyer in your hand. This is step one, flyer in your hand, and you greet them. Seems pretty complicated, right? No, it's not. You greet them. You have to have a smile on your face, and it's like, hey, I'm Sandra, and you are, and they go, oh, I'm Tim and and Megan here. Okay, hey Tim, how you doing? Come on in. Right, you greet them. Okay, now you give them the flyer, and here's the details about the house. They come in the front door. You close the door behind. Now, pause for a second. One thing I am really big on is making sure you have a card table, a really simple table, right? You can buy at Walmart or whatever, right? For who knows, $30 probably or something.
Yep.
Um, and if it's not that good looking, then have a black or tablecloth or something, right, to put over it so it looks nice. So a table that's super light, tablecloth, and one chair. And you put that by the front door, I don't know, 10 feet or so from the front door. Because
Mm-hmm.
many houses now, right? Many of the houses, especially luxury houses, are open. They walk in, it's spacious, right? It's open. There's not a place that they could literally come in the front door and beeline right or left, and you're just like chasing them, right? This is what you don't want.
Yep.
So you make it your storefront, you put that table, and you are set up, ready to go. That table sits in your trunk, maybe at all times. I don't know. It's not very big. This is part of what you do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your uniform if you're working somewhere. And so you have the table, it's all set up. So now when they come in, there's this table right there, semi blocking the way, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
like a stop guard. Okay. And so they come in, and there's spacious, right? It's not like you're all jammed in there, and you greet them. And then step two is you go right to it. Step two is right there, sign in. Okay. Now it's how you say it. If you don't make it weird, they won't make it weird. We have no problem with people signing in. I mean, 1%, maybe, not even 1%. Okay.
You just
But
got to make it part of the routine. It's just
that's it.
normal. It's part of it. It's like getting a buyer broker compensation agreement. It is what it is. You got to sign in.
It is what it is. That's it,
Love it.
right? And so you just say it with confidence. Hey, you know what? The owners ask everyone who comes into their house to go ahead and sign in. They would like to have a record of whoever comes through the house. That's their prerogative. And by the way, if I was ever selling your house for you, I would, and those are your wishes, I would do the same.
Mhm.
So if you could just go ahead and sign in right there. And then while they're signing in, you can have the pen, the paper. We have agents who use an app, right? Where you get a code. I mean, so your choice on that one. I like getting the text because now they can't give you a fake number.
Right.
But the old school sign in with a pen, cool, whatever. Because if you do your job correctly, you'll make sure you have the right number anyway. Okay,
Right.
that's like in step 5. Okay, so in step 2, they sign in, and then step 3 is what I call the alternating question. All right, you can ask one of two things or both, because when they start to sign in, you can have this awkward silence between the wife and you staring at each other while the husband signs in or whatever, right? So I call it the alternating question. And the alternating question is number one, hey, I find that most people coming to my open house are here for one or two reasons. They're looking for a house to purchase in the neighborhood, or they own something and they're just trying to compare it for value. Which one are you guys today?
I love
You can
it.
also you can also ask, how did you find the open house signs
Hmm.
or online? That's a pretty common one, right?
Right.
Or both. Make small talk, and it's not
Right.
that it's just information you're gathering, okay? And then that's 3. And then step 4 is, after getting us signing in, is a preview of what's to come. Nobody wants to be followed around by anybody, in my opinion. I just don't, unless they tell you to. Like, I wouldn't do it. So I say, okay, cool. They're done looking at you now, right? Ready to. Hey guys, I'm gonna let you loose, right? You're telling them what's happening, right? So they won't think you have 75 questions to ask them. I'm going to let you loose and wander about on your own. Take your time, as much time as you want. But let me tell you how the house is set up. Over here, you have the primary suite. Over here, you have the secondary bathrooms. This kitchen's back over here. The backyard is killer because the pool, blah, blah, whatever, right? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And they go, okay, cool. So now they're like, this guy's going to let me loose. This is awesome. I'll be happy to stare and listen to him for, 7 more seconds. And then you go to step 5. And this is the pivotal question. And the pivotal question is, okay, but before I let you tell them that, but before I let you loose, one question or one last question. How does this house compare to yours?
I like that.
That's the pivotal question. That question right there has gotten me so many listing appointments in open houses. It's not even funny.
Wow. And it's so simple. So
It's so
where does that conversation go? Walk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, so it can go a lot of different ways. It really can. But a lot of times they're like, well, I got the flyer here and I haven't necessarily seen the whole thing yet. But we're looking for boom. Usually it's something a little bit different than what this house is, right? It's bigger, it's smaller, it's 2-story, it's 1-story, it's 3-car garage, it's 2-car garage, it's pool, no pool, whatever. And so they say, well, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then I kind of look at them, I tilt my head like a dog, and I'm like, wait a minute. So you're looking for a house like that has 2 stories, over 4,000 square feet, nice resort style pool. Where do you guys live currently? Well, we live over here in Greyhawk in the subdivision, and we're looking to get a little bigger house. Well, okay, so you're in Greyhawk. Well, how big's the house? Well, it's like 2,300 square feet, 3-bedroom. Yeah, 3 bedrooms. Do you have a den? Yeah, we have a den in that floor plan. Okay, so what would you? So Greyhawk, 3 bedrooms plus a den, and about 2,300 square feet. Single story? Yeah, single story. Okay, so what do you guys want for that property? Well, I don't know. I don't know what it's worth. They know what they want, right? Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. You go, I literally have someone who came in here yesterday when I was sitting in the open house, or 20 minutes ago when I was sitting in the open house, or a month ago when I was sitting in another open house.
Right.
Right? Guys, and let me just finish that off. And they said they were looking for something almost exactly like what you just described. So if you want $750,000 for it or whatever, right? Like,
right.
I mean, I don't know. He just told me he'd be willing to pay market value or more. And currently nothing in Greyhawk on the market is what they're looking for. Do you mind if I come by and take a look at it and just preview it real quick when I'm done here with the open house? And it's like, they're like, if they have something to do, they're like, well, no, because you're done at 4 and we're going to be out dinner or whatever, right? But like, then tomorrow I'm open actually anytime in the afternoon from 1 p.m. on. Or would next weekend work for you? What's best? I'll make it work because this guy literally was describing what you are telling me you have.
Right. And you're really taking him, the client, off of the defensive by the line of questions that you're having. Like it's not a salesy pitch. It's a curiosity, and it's a like, you're acting surprised, which is taking them off their guard, I think.
100%. And by the way, we're still in the front of the house.
Right.
Like we haven't seen the house, right? And I just now got the information. And by the way, if they are curious on that, guess what they did? And it's a fake number they put down. Then I'm like,
they'll
hey,
give you the right one.
What's the best number for you? Is it the one right? Is that the one? I can shoot you a text right now so you have my contact. And, oh, well, you know what? That was my, it's my old number, or what, that's my burner phone. What I've seen, dude, you'd be surprised. Well, actually, you probably wouldn't be because we're on real estate, but you get the point. So,
Yeah.
So literally that's the situation. And, man, it's, and if you do that system every time, what I can't understand, and guys, my own agents sometimes don't do it. Right. I asked them, on a coaching call or a group coaching call, how'd that last appointment, open house go, or blah, blah, blah. And it's, what did you do the system? Well, yeah, kind of. What does that mean? Which steps did you not do? Well, I did, and it's like, guys, I don't understand why because if you're not getting conversion, I heard this a long time ago, and I believe this to be true. Okay. And we found this to be true when I tracked it like 3 or 4 years ago in our business. For every 13 people that register in an open house that truly don't have an agent, you should have one closing. For an average, like,
yep.
every
Yeah,
agent.
and if you're not hitting those numbers, what are you doing wrong? What are you
Correct.
not doing that's not getting you to where you need to be? And you're so right, Kelly, because I see people do open houses all the time, and some of them are just doing them over and over and over and never converting anything. And then there's other agents that every open house they're converting somebody. So there's definitely a difference, and there's a process, and then there's winging it.
Correct. And I love to wing things, trust me. But like I want to know if I'm not getting the result I want, how can I fix it? And you can't know where to fix the issue if every time your system is different when someone walks in the front door.
Right.
So, anyways, and that's luxury. That's non-luxury. It should not matter. But if you're
Yep.
luxury, you should have a little bit, you should definitely be able to talk about certain things that what the house has and so on and so forth, right? And blah blah blah. But
Right.
that's the open house system, and then we have a four-step follow-up system that I think everyone should do every time too.
Bring it on. Bring it on, Kelly.
Oh
Bring it
man,
on.
I'm just dropping steps here.
Because
Um,
the money is in the follow-up, right?
yeah, no, it is. Oh, dude, 100%. We have a sign in our back of our office here. It says, 80% of all 80% of all sales conversions are made between the fifth and the 12th phone call.
You heard it, guys. Fifth and 12th, not the third, not the second.
80%. And I would say we don't have this broken down. It's probably out there on AI or Google, whatever. But like I imagine the majority of the 80% is back ended towards the 12th call.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Totally agree. We see it in our CRM all the time. Call, call, call. And then they'll be surprised when they reach them like 6 months later on call number 25.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So the four-step follow up. So this is our number one is input it into the CRM. So on your app right there when you're at the open house, on your laptop, whatever, right? Just get it done because if you don't do it fairly soon, you won't do it at all. That's number
Get
one.
out, Kelly. You got to put it in your CRM?
Yeah,
Are you
I know
crazy?
it's a
Come
weird thing.
on. All
I
right, all
know,
right. We're
trust
gonna
me.
do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna
Yep.
take the time, the 3 seconds to put in the CRM.
That's it. That's the easy part. Number two, while you're at the open house before you leave. Now, it could be if your open house is busy, you can wait till you're done, right? But before you leave, either outside or inside, so it's recognizable in terms of your background, you need to shoot a 20, 30, 40-second max, 30 seconds ideally or less, video. Not fancy, not bomb, not just right on your iPhone, boom. Selfie, video.
Mhm.
Yes, I know. You have to be on video, right? They already saw you, so you shouldn't be ashamed. You're wearing whatever you're wearing already, right? Your hair's already done, whatever, right? So you don't have to do anything.
Absolutely.
You just turn this thing around and go, right? And when you do that, it's literally a thankful video. That's it. No, not asking for anything. It's literally like this. Hey, Jim and Megan, thank you so much for coming to my open house today. I really appreciate your time. I know it's valuable. There's a lot of properties out there for sale, places you could be going, and you chose to come into mine, and it was fantastic getting to meet you. If I could do anything for you, let me know. My number is blah. Thank you. Talk soon. That's it. And send it. And when you send it, do not text anything in the text. Just send the thumbnail. Send it. And here's the key, guys. The expectation should be that you get no reply from that. Because the
Okay.
number one reason people on my team a while ago stopped doing it, and it's still a struggle. Someone still don't do it because they're just stubborn, whatever. But just send it. The number one reason why
Yeah.
they stopped doing it because they would do it several times and they wouldn't get a reply.
Yep. Yep. But that's why people stopped making phone calls too, right? Because
Yeah.
nobody answered, nobody picked up the phone, and they left messages and nobody called them back. But it's a timing issue, right? It's just
Mhm.
it's a matter of it's a touch point. So
Yep.
love that you're saying that they need to do it anyways, even if they've sent 100 of them and no response.
Yep. Exactly. So that's that. And then no, the third step, third step is later on that day, that evening, that night, whatever, you send them a link of properties for sale around the open house because chances are you probably didn't get their criteria. You don't know exactly what they're looking for. Most of the time you won't, right? And so what you do is you send that link. And that link will have you have to guess, right? So what I would do is I would guess by choosing maybe a half mile, your choice in terms of how many properties you want to send, but it should be a good size batch, around that price point, around the style of that open house, that sort of thing, and you guess. And the reason why you do this is because when you do it, I always say something in the body of the text or the email with the link. I say this is the keyword. It starts with a P, proactive. Okay. I find, hey, Mr. Smith, great meeting you again. Follow up, right? You don't even mention the text, right? Um, I find that most people prefer to work with a realtor who's proactive as opposed to one who sits back and does nothing and waits. So I took the opportunity to send you all the properties within a half mile radius between 400 and 1 million, whatever, right? Just whatever,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
2 million, 4 million, whatever it is, right? And so please let me know if this is off, if I'm on, if I'm tracking or not. I will happy to revise this. I look forward to your feedback, that sort of thing, right? And send it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they still don't reply, step 4 is the next day, follow up with a phone call. Okay. And the phone call is simply asking what their thoughts were of the email or text you sent the night before. It's an excuse to call, right? That's it. And then it goes at that. Then it goes, because it's in your CRM, it goes on a follow up sequence plan that you should have
Right.
for open house leads, touch points. So now it just comes up in your daily flow when you do lead follow up. But that thing is huge, guys. Now I get a lot of people who go, well, the open house is on Saturday. So like Saturday night, you want me to text them the link? I don't know. Do you want to get paid? I mean, like, and then the follow up the next day is Sunday because open house on Saturday. So like, can I wait till Monday to call them? You can do whatever you want to do. But if you want to get a closing, have your opportunity odds skyrocket, you call them on Sunday. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
I love it, Kelly. I love it. And you're so right on, so right on. And I hear it all the time how, well, I don't do it on Sunday. But you put all the effort in on Saturday and on Friday preparing and on Wednesday putting the ads out. So why would you not take I mean, how long does that take to do?
Oh, it's a phone call. They might not even answer the phone. You leave a voicemail, right? Like, I mean, and then you call them again in your sequence. But like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, it's easy. What CRM are you using?
Sierra Interactive.
Sierra? Okay. I
Yep.
don't know that one.
You guys know? Oh, really? Sierra's a pretty big one. Sierra, Lofty, Follow Boss are the.
Follow-up boss. I'm a follow-up bosser.
Are you?
Um,
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah. So with the properties that you're sending, are you sending it through your MLS portal link or are you doing it in a different way?
So, I've experienced with I don't know if there's a right way. I've done it on both. Um, I like to do the MLS link a lot because the coming soons are in there.
Yep.
And that's change. That's some of that's starting to change now with the brokerage alignment with coming soons and blah blah blah. But
Yep.
I like that because of that. So
All right. And then you're just sending that out through just your regular text, not an app or of any sort. You're doing a link in your text or a link in your emails. You're not
yep,
sending it directly from the MLS and hoping it doesn't go to spam.
yep.
Okay. Okay. So I think that's important to know that you're not sending it directly from the MLS because those do tend to go to spam more than anything, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm a big fan of when you send an email, like the least amount of links as possible. Like we run the deal of the week system. I'm not sure if anyone here knows the deal of the week system. Sharon Sriracha invented this thing. It's awesome. But yeah, we're a big fan of not having very little HTML, very little, links, but you have to have a link obviously to properties, but that's it.
Right. Right. Okay. And then for the open houses, I know you said, you sometimes use apps. Some of your people, everybody does it a little different. Do you have a favorite, like one that you think is the bomb and is the best?
Yeah, we use a one, and I don't honestly know if it's even national with all the MLSs. I think it might be. I don't know. So a gal who's here in the Phoenix, it's called Open Houses Direct.
Okay.
A gal who lives here in Phoenix, who's an agent, she invented this app, and it just works really well. It has like a check-in. So like when you get when someone registers, you just ask them, hey, we need to check in, right? That's kind of like people checking on Facebook and that kind of thing. And so you check in, and then it buzzes they get the information, and it hits them with a text right away, so it knows.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
If it's like a legit, yeah. It,
It's like a liar alert.
yeah, exactly. That's what it is. So we like that one, but like open houses, we open out. I think we have an agent on my team that uses Open House Pro, I believe.
Okay.
I think that's a good one.
Do any of those sync with your CRM or you still have to manually put them into your CRM?
They do. Open House Directs has an API to Sierra. We use Zapier for a lot of things.
Okay.
But then you still have to clean it up a little bit. So I know some of the agents don't even, they just prefer just to have it in there, and then they just manually put it in. But
Yeah. Yeah. That step from either paper or app to CRM sometimes is really hard. I don't know why, but sometimes it's really hard to make that transition.
That's why it's number one, right? It's like if you do it right in an open house, you're already in work mode, so you just do it. Just put them
I
in.
love it. I love it. All right, Kelly, this is great. This is, golden nuggets here. I want to just jump to something else that I know you're really good at. Can we do that?
Yeah,
He's like, what am I really good at?
I know.
You're
I was
good
thinking,
at
what
so
is
many
that?
things, so many things. But what is the coolest, sexiest thing that everybody's talking about is video.
Oh yeah.
And you are really big on the videos. Like you are very consistent. You have, I think I saw like 463 videos of the Scottsdale, Phoenix area.
Yes, I'm a big YouTuber, guys. I'm a big fan of YouTube. And my channel is Everything Phoenix, by Kelly Cook. If you want a chance, go look at it.
Check it out. Check it out. It's definitely worth seeing and seeing how he does his videos. Sorry, I'm interrupting a little bit here, Kelly, but he's very casual, but very professional at the same time. So it's a good mix, I think. You're not stuffy, like you're still wearing your North Face jacket there. And like you're very relatable, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, our average price point, right now is like $1.7 million. But we sold one for 5 million just a couple weeks ago. We have I mean, $9 million listing coming up here in 2 months, new construction, and several others coming up as well. So we do it for properties that are 800,000 and properties that are obviously 5 million. So one thing we like to do as well is I actually got this idea from this is not a new idea, but I got this system from Michael Hirschenberg, who's in Dallas. He's an agent with
Mhm.
Real. He does a lot of good stuff. He'd be a good guy to have maybe talk to too as well, Sandra. But these are like um, oops, is it blurry? I got the blurry background. No, there you
Oh,
go.
there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Redefining luxury, exemplifying marketing.
Yep. So we do. It's like a video card, and so we'll mail these out to cancel and expired luxury,
Ooh,
and then on the back end, we have a lot of thumbnails of our YouTube videos that we do for properties, like cinematic walkthrough videos and that kind of thing. So this is a mailer can go out. And we have a box for it and everything, right? It goes out to canceled listings, and we stay above like 1.5 million on that or north, right, on the price point.
right.
'Cause they're expensive, right, to mail out, but it's different, and that's
Yeah.
something that we do from time to time as well. I don't do it consistently, like every month I send this money out. I don't do that. I'll be honest with you guys. I'd be lying, but I do it like for example, like a year and a half ago, the luxury market was kind of like here.
Yep.
I sent a bunch out. The return was terrible. But they're evergreen, right? And they last a while. They come with a charger as well, charge cord, so people can charge them if it goes dead. If they want, right? They don't
Right.
usually throw them away, which is cool. So got a couple calls like this spring. The luxury home market in Scottsdale and Paradise Valley just went nuts here. I mean, we had three over $20 million properties sell.
Wow.
Never in the first 3 months of the year. That's never happened. $660 million of sales volume in the first 3 months of homes over 5 million
Wow.
have sold. So the luxury home market, like, and that's just 5 years ago, it was like 60 million, you
Right.
know, of that. So like it's a lot of money pouring in the Scottsdale area, Paradise Valley area. And so we're trying to take advantage of that as much as we can.
Very nice. What does one of those things cost?
Well, the way I do it I got from Michael. I give him the credit. He has they can easily cost if you hire a company and do it from someone Google and blah 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 that you find it probably costs $60, $70, somewhere in
Okay.
there, right? Mailed out. But the way we do it, I'm at like 25, 28 $28 a piece
Got
because
it.
we're able to source directly from overseas.
Right. Nice.
So yeah, it's when you send your first wire to China, you're like, ooh, this is a little risky.
Am I just
But
sending the money to nowhere?
yeah, I was like, dude, this is here we go. I did it and it worked. So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I love that. And what the video that's in it is a video specifically for the client?
Yeah, it's a video that we did specifically about what we do to market their house, right? As luxury agents, as luxury agent team. And so, and then like, on the box up over here, it says like, personalized message just for you, but it's not, right? It doesn't
Okay.
say, "Hey Jim, how you doing?" Right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah. Got it.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's a one effort to put it together, and then it's the mailing it out. And it's personal. It's something that is going above and beyond what other agents are probably willing to do and willing to pay for.
correct. And one thing that we are still trying to get better at with it, because we're not that great at this part, is we then skip trace the numbers of the people we send them to, and then we should be proactively calling to say, "Hey, did you receive it? What do you think?"
Love
That
it.
part we're not doing the best job of right now.
Yeah. Well,
That
nobody
small bit of
likes
traction.
doing that, right? Nobody wants to make
I
that phone call.
know. It's like, man, I like as the agents on the team, it's like, dude, you have a chance to call this person and just say, "Hey, did you receive it? Like, what do you think?" And by the way, it's a $4.5 million house. Like, what if they say,
Yeah.
"What are you
Were they going to
talking
yell
about?"
at you for sending something?
Right, exactly. Right. So anyways, but his team is does a really good job at that. And that's a big part of it. It's not just waiting for someone to call.
Right.
Not just that.
Right. So the videos, you're sending that out, but you're also doing a lot of videos that are on YouTube. And like, talk a little bit about like what does that do for you? Like, why do you feel like that's important?
Oh, I think it's huge. Number one, the biggest thing for me is that they're evergreen, guys. They're evergreen. Like someone can search, anything in the future, and it's still there. Okay, in
Mhm.
the event that they find it's relevant, it might be 5 years old, whatever, right? But like if they find it's relevant, it doesn't matter. They'll watch it and maybe reach out to you. The point of the YouTube channel for me is not the vanity metrics. It looks great when you have a bunch of views, but there's a method to how you structure the video, how you rehook the video, how you have your CTA and where you have it, and so on and so forth. Your average view duration is everything, right? How much time someone spends on the actual video, watching a video. YouTube tracks everything because they want people on the channel as long as humanly possible so they can make ad revenue. So
Mhm.
they're going to promote the ones they feel are good to the right audience too. So like, running ads on YouTube is a whole different conversation. We can have a different time, but like, none of those videos on our channel, none of them have any money behind them. Zero.
Mm.
And there's a reason for that because I think if you want to do that, you should you have a different channel for that because you don't want to cannibalize it, which it could do,
Right.
because you want it going to the right audience. And what people do, guys, here's a little dirty secret: if you're ever going against somebody in a listing presentation, and that person has a bunch of views on their videos, like let's say, and they're gonna,
Yep.
they're gonna probably use that to the client and say, "Look what I do for you." If they do, you can tell if the videos aren't like you look at them and go, they're okay, but they're like 2 minutes long, they're not long form, that sort of thing. But yet they have 10,000 views in 2 weeks. They're paying for the views. There's no
Mm.
question about it, and they're paying it from people in Indonesia and Malaysia and Botswana, right, where it's like 2 cents, maybe 1 cent a view. So they're doing it just for the views to say, look what I can do for your exposure. When they're not even going to people that even have any remote inkling of buying a house in America,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's something you can have a talking point around. Whereas like our channel, we may only have 576 views in the first 2 weeks or a week on a property, but I'm getting 2 phone calls, and they're from people with high intent who want to buy a property.
Wow. Because
Like,
and I think a lot of that is because you're genuine. Like you really get to know you through
yeah,
your videos.
that's it. And most people will say, I've been watching for X period of time. It's usually not a month, right?
Right.
And and they don't say now we're ready, or now they say, and they just start talking about now they want to buy a house, and like now they're ready, right?
Right.
But they're
Right.
they're just consuming. And if you're consistent on dropping that video at the same time, same day, every single week, you have to be number one.
Yeah.
And people start showing up expecting it to happen. Our number one,
I
like
think
for
you do yours every Saturday, right? You
every Saturday
drop a
morning, eight
new one
o'clock.
every Saturday.
Yep. And right now, 63% of all the people who view our videos, 63 view it from a TV.
Wow.
So
That's
people are like,
impressive.
so you imagine people like sitting down on Saturday morning, right, before they get going through their day, and they're like, oh, it's almost 8 o'clock. What's he dropping today? Right? Let's see it. Let's watch it.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I love the one video that you just did recently. You're doing a big remodel.
Yeah.
And there's Kelly, like, you're just so vulnerable and just so honest, like, let's see if this works. And you're walking people through it, like the place is all ripped apart and you're like pointing out different things. And it really sets you apart as an expert because you're not just a salesperson, like you're literally in the shell of a house, being able to point out, where the wiring's going and different things that are happening in there and using terms that your average agent probably wouldn't even use. So I think it's really huge for credibility.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'm trying to get better at that too and continue to be more vulnerable and show it. I was messing with AI, right? And they're like, you're doing a remodel, and because I was saying something about it, right? And they're like, you should definitely, what people will love to follow along in that process. You should definitely do this, this, this. I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. My wife's like, why are you sharing all that stuff? I'm like, just listen, I have to. Okay, just just go with it.
It's just part of the plan. It's part of the plan.
Yeah.
No, but I love it. I think you're doing a great job with that. I mean, if I was looking to buy in that area and I did a search, you're going to pop up because you're also like, obviously you're getting picked up by AI as well. So if I'm doing a search on ChatGPT looking for a top agent in your area, you're popping up. So, all of it's working in so many different ways for you. I mean, there's no wonder you are one of the very top agents out there.
Well, that's very kind of you, Sandra. Yeah, but to your point though, Gary Vee talks about it now, right? He's like, look, AI, and he ain't the only one. AI now is starting to use video more and more as a source of truth.
Yeah.
So now you're almost killing two birds with one stone, right? If you have video out
Yep.
there about whatever topic, and then you have AI crawling the web and saying, "Oh, this guy has a bunch of videos, and he's saying this," yeah, he must be right. I mean, what could go wrong, right? That person's the source of truth.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Well, listen, Kelly, I'm going to be respectful of everybody's time, including your time. We put in the chat how to get a hold of you because I'm sure
perfect.
we've got some referrals for you and maybe some big questions, burning questions. But you want to just share from your own words where you want them to reach out to you?
Yeah, guys. The email I saw in the chat here is fantastic. You can also go to Instagram. I'm at Kelly Cook Homes. Shoot me a DM or whatever. Follow there. That'd be fantastic. That'd be great. Yeah,
Love it. And you're doing a podcast too.
I am. Yeah, selling real estate with Kelly Cook. Right, just selling real estate. I don't know how that was available like 4 years ago, but it was. So
I love it. So there's so many avenues to follow, see, watch, learn from Kelly. So take advantage of that. He's a wealth of knowledge, amazing agent. And if you want any more information about luxury from me, I have a great luxury presentation I'd be happy to share with you if you want to send me an email or drop it in the chat and we'll get that sent out to you. And Kelly, thank you so much. I think that this has been really, really impressive. Actually, things people can take and do, not just theory, not just high level, ideas, but actual things that they can go and improve their business. So thank you so much. I think everybody here appreciates you and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for joining us for Mastering Luxury with Sandra. Make sure to subscribe and follow us so that you never miss a moment of the inside look at luxury real estate.